Okay, so you want to eat more healthy, but you don't want to spend a fortune doing it. You want to stick to your budget, right? I hear ya. Is it even possible to eat healthy foods while sticking to a budget? Is it possible to not spend a fortune every week trying to get healthy foods for you and your family? I have been there. When I first started to make the switch to eating healthier foods, I was overwhelmed. I mean, organic foods for sure cost more than non-organic foods. So how do I keep from blowing the budget each week on groceries? Well, I'm here to tell you that it is definitely possible to stick to your budget while you're grocery shopping for your family. Keep watching for my 12 tips to eat healthy without spending a fortune on groceries. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If not, welcome. My name is Britt and I'm a holistic nutritionist and a mom trying to do the best for my family and provide good, healthy foods for my family to eat, help them stay healthy and strong. And I'm someone that has personally dealt with chronic fatigue and pain, and really focusing on my nutrition has helped so much. Poor nutrition is responsible for so many chronic diseases, as well as having low energy and just not feeling great. Nourishing your body well can absolutely help you improve your energy levels, maintain a healthy weight, and even reverse or prevent chronic diseases and just live a more vibrant, healthy life. Moms are usually the ones that are responsible for the meal planning, the grocery shopping, and the cooking. And those are really important jobs. What we're feeding our children has a huge impact on their health, not just today, but in their future. Having a good, solid foundation while your kids are young can help set them up for success. So it's so important that we choose to feed our families well. Okay, so tip number one is to consider healthcare costs. Okay, I know this doesn't have to do with actual grocery shopping, but it is something to keep in mind. I understand the dilemma completely. I mean, you can go get some fast food at Cookout or McDonald's or whatever and spend $10 to feed your family of 4. And you probably can't cook a healthy meal at home for the same price, right? Yeah, a lot of times that is right. But remember, we're focusing on healthy foods. If you're going out and eating at a healthier restaurant, it's gonna be more, and you're probably gonna spend more eating out than you would cooking those same foods at home. So you gotta compare the same thing. When you're comparing eating McDonald's or eating a healthy meal at home, apples and oranges, they just don't compare. So one thing to think about when you are comparing the cost of meals is the added healthcare expense. If you are eating out all the time, eating all these fried foods, processed foods, all the time, that is going to lead to sickness and disease. Just think, whenever you take a bite of something, you're either feeding disease or you're feeding health. Eating unhealthy processed foods all the time does have a huge impact on your health, and it can lead to diabetes, obesity, cancer, heart disease, and a host of other problems. And all those things do cost money to treat. You got the doctor bills, the hospital bills, the medications, all kinds of other treatments, supplements. I mean, the amount of money that is spent in America on healthcare is ridiculous. The United States spends more on healthcare than any other country. $8,500 per person each year is spent on healthcare. If we're spending so much on healthcare, you would think that we are the healthiest country that there is, but that's definitely not true. Just think, instead of spending that $8,500 on healthcare, if you spent that towards healthy food for your family to help keep you from getting sick, avoid having to pay for blood pressure medicine, anti-inflammatory medicine, cancer treatments, and all these other things, by just choosing to eat healthy foods and put other healthy habits in place so that you don't develop one of those sicknesses. I mean, you have to eat anyways. No matter what, you have to spend money on food. So it's not like it's an added expense. Just switch from eating unhealthy processed foods to healthier foods. Now let's talk about how to get that grocery bill down. Okay, one important thing to do is to start meal planning. Meal planning is essential for sticking to your grocery budget. When you don't make any kind of plan for what you're going to be eating every day throughout the week, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. Benjamin Franklin said, by failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. And I think that's true. So make a plan. Instead of just winging it every day and just going to the grocery store each day and getting what you think you need and finding out that you have some of the same things at home already, make a list. I do this every week. So plan out what you're gonna be having each day for breakfast, lunch, supper, even snacks and desserts that you might make. To help make this easier for you, I do have on my Etsy shop my meal planning calendar with a meal prep checklist and a grocery list so that you can just each week spend 30 minutes or so planning out your meals for the week, making a list of the groceries that you need, and marking any things that you might need to prep a little bit on the weekend to save some time. And trust me, that makes life so much easier. It really helps me stay organized and prepared for the weekend. To help make it even easier for you, I also have a done for you meal planner and cookbook that is coming out soon. So definitely come back and check back in for that. And be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you get notified when I come out with my next video and you'll be informed when that cookbook comes out. In that cookbook, I'm gonna have 4 weeks worth of meal plans with breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, desserts, everything, with grocery lists all ready for you. You can print them out and take them with you to the grocery store, and of course recipes for all those meals. And that leads me into tip number 3, which is to make a list and stick to it. So once you have planned out all your meals for the week, go through, look at each recipe and figure out what ingredients you need for every single meal. But make sure you shop your refrigerator and your pantry first. So go and look and see if you already have any of those ingredients so that you don't have to buy more and waste what you already have. See if you need any more staples. Do you have plenty of sugar and flour and maple syrup, olive oil, all those things that you use for your baking and cooking? And then either take your grocery list with you to the store or use it to order your groceries online. I do order my groceries online through Harris Teeter. And what I do when I'm making my grocery list, I don't make my grocery list on paper usually. I make it on the app itself. So when I see that a recipe calls for salmon, for example, I will add salmon to my online grocery list. And then when I'm ready to order my groceries, I will look through my cart, go through my house, my pantry, my fridge, my freezer, and take off any items that I already have that I don't need more of. And then I will just go ahead and place my order online. So it's super convenient, and I find that I save money doing that. If you don't order your groceries online, if you go into the store, definitely stick to your list. Groceries can get super expensive when you go off your list and get tons of extras. You might roam through aisle after aisle and see more and more things that you need or you think you need. Or if you're shopping with your kids might find things that they need. So just tell yourself, if it's not on the list, I'm not gonna get it. You took the time to plan your meals, you made your grocery list, so just trust your list. Tip number 4 is focus on eating real whole food. Healthy eating can get super expensive when you're buying all the healthy packaged foods. If food is in like some type of a box or bag or package, it's not going to be as healthy as just the real whole food. No matter what the box says on it. It might say organic, gluten-free, sugar-free, fat-free. It might make all these claims. And to me, like, that means nothing. I'm gonna look at the ingredients and see what's actually in it. And I am gonna choose mostly just real whole foods that aren't in packages. Instead of buying low-calorie crackers, guess what also is low-calorie? Blueberries. Just buy a container of blueberries and have those with a snack, like a berry parfait with some yogurt and nuts and blueberries on top. Instead of buying sugar-free Jell-O, why not make your own ice cream with frozen bananas and some coconut milk, which is going to be lower sugar than ice creams that you would buy at the grocery store, but it's natural sugar, which is actually good for you. It's good to have natural sugar. That's what fuels our body. And it's definitely so much better than all those artificial sweeteners like aspartame. If it's something that tastes sweet, and it says sugar-free, that means they're using some kind of a chemical to sweeten it, which is gonna do more damage than just the real sugar. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't only eat real whole foods. There are some packaged foods that I do eat that are healthier alternatives to other packaged foods. So like I love the Justin's almond butter cups. If I'm craving a sweet treat, I would choose that over like a Reese's peanut butter cup because it is made with cleaner ingredients. But it's something that I seldomly get. Try to make your healthy eating simple. Choose real whole foods and try to make as much as you can yourself. You don't have to make super fancy, elaborate dishes, but make simple things yourself with clean, healthy ingredients. Eat as much food as you can that has just one ingredient, like bell peppers and chicken, apples, carrots, things that are just that one thing by themselves. Think of eating foods that are made by God from a plant or an animal, not in a plant. Tip number 5 is to supplement your meat with other sources of protein. When you eat meat at every meal, that can get expensive, especially if you are using good quality meat. So thankfully, there are other sources of protein. You can get your protein from eggs or bone broth or collagen, adding a little bit of collagen here and there, or plants. Plants are not as high in protein as meat is, and not all plants have complete proteins, meaning that you need to mix and match some different types of plants to get all of those amino acids that your body needs. But a lot of plants do still have protein, and they're at a lower price point than meat is. So you can help your budget out by having a meatless Monday. Choose other sources of protein. You can have beans on your tacos. You can have lentils in your spaghetti sauce instead of ground beef. You can make a smoothie with hemp seeds, almonds, and chia seeds. Or instead of completely substituting plants for meat in different meals, you can bulk up the protein by adding in plants to your meal that already has meat in it and make the food go further. So for example, for stir fry, instead of spending the money to get a pound of steak, you can get just a half a pound of steak and then add some more protein with quinoa, broccoli, and eggs. Speaking of meat, tip number 6 is to use a meat delivery service. Eating a little bit less meat helps your budget, but also using something like ButcherBox to get your meat from can really lower your grocery bill. When you are making the switch to healthier eating, it's important that you look at the quality of your ingredients, and especially meat, because animals that are raised in feedlots are not going to have near the nutrition in their meat as animals that are raised the right way. And they're gonna be given antibiotics and most likely growth hormones to make them bulk up. Shopping at the grocery store for good quality meat, that can get really expensive. So to help out, I have been ordering meat from ButcherBox for a few years now, and it has definitely saved me money. I have a video about ButcherBox that I will link down below where I show one of my hauls, what I got, and I break down the different types of boxes you can get and the prices. I also have a recipe in that video using the chicken wings from my ButcherBox box. They have pasture-raised chicken, grass-fed beef, wild-caught salmon, and heritage breed pork. ButcherBox always has great deals. And at the time of filming this video, the deal is that if you sign up for a ButcherBox membership, you get free chicken wings for life. So that means every single box that you get free chicken wings. It will automatically be added to your box every time you place an order. And the great thing is that even if you're already a member, you can still get in on these great deals. You just have to pay a fee like $20 and you can get this deal, free chicken wings or whatever it is, for life. So I did take advantage of some of those great deals. And so in every box that I get 2 pounds of ground beef, 3 pounds of chicken wings, and 1 pack of bacon free in every single box. The price per pound of meat obviously depends on what cuts I get. I pay about $6 a pound for good quality meat. And that's an excellent deal. Most of the time, I cannot get deals like that at my local grocery store. If I want salmon, I'm gonna pay $10 to $15 a pound for a good wild-caught salmon. Especially with the way that prices are going right now, prices just keep on going up. So this makes sense. Tip number 7 is to eat in. This is a really simple way to save a bunch of money, especially if you're eating out at nicer restaurants, not McDonald's. Try to eat out less. My family goes out to eat once a week and we cook all the rest of the meals at home. I know eating at home is not as convenient. It takes more time. You can make cooking more convenient by doing some meal prep on the weekends. I like to spend an hour or two on Sunday afternoon and chop veggies that I'll be using for the week, cook up some chicken for salad, make salad dressing, sauces, whatever I will need for my meals, make something for breakfast like muffins or a frittata, and just do a little bit here and there to make dinner time less stressful. But when my family goes out to eat, we choose, a healthier option that's still kind of fast, and we spend about $40 for our meals for our family of 4. I can definitely make a meal at home for way less than that. I have a recipe on my blog for apple chutney pork chops with Brussels sprouts that is amazing, and that meal costs about $20 to make. So when you do eat out, you are paying for extra convenience. So sometimes weigh your options. Are you going for convenience or budget friendly and healthy? It's nice having someone cook your dinner for you and clean up after you. I'm all for having a break from the cooking and cleaning up after dinner time every once in a while. But to help you budget out, try to cook most of your meals at home. Another way to make cooking time more convenient for you is to get a little help in the kitchen. Get your husband to help you cook dinner, or get your kids to help you. My kids love helping me cook in the kitchen. I taught them some cooking skills using the Kids Cook Real Food course, which I will link to down below. They love that course. They learn so much and are able to help me cook, and it definitely saves time and it brings us together and gives us family together time while we are cooking our meal. Tip number 8 is to grow a garden. This is one that I think is fun. It's like hobby and also a way to provide food for your family. Having your own garden is really like the best way to get your food, because you know what is going into that product. You know if it's being sprayed with pesticides or herbicides or not. You get to be in control, and you'll be able to pick that food when it is the freshest and either eat it right away, can it, freeze it, whatever you need to do. So if you haven't already started growing a garden, try maybe next spring to start small and plant a little garden. You can use whatever space you have available. You can use the ground and do a big garden if you want. If you have the space, you have the time to take care of a big garden and you want to just go all in. If you're low on space, do some raised beds and just plant a few things, or to even go smaller and make it easier, do some container gardens. Just plant a tomato plant in one container, plant some beans in another little container. So pick your favorite fruits and veggies, whatever you eat the most. If it works in your area where you live, grow them yourself. If you have a really green thumb, I do not, but if you do, start them with seeds. Seeds are definitely the cheapest way to go. If you don't have as much of a green thumb, like me, then get some seedlings and plant them instead. So you can go ahead and eat the veggies plain. You can use them to make salsa, zucchini noodles, zucchini bread, pickles. But if you do can and freeze your veggies, then you can eat on them throughout the year, and that'll definitely save you money. Okay, tip number 9. I know this is not for everyone, but if you're able to and you want to, try your hand at raising your own chickens. Good quality eggs from pasture-raised chickens, which that's the best you can get, that's what you want. But those can cost a lot. I've seen them for about $6 a dozen, and that definitely adds up. So if you do eat a lot of eggs, consider getting your own chickens. We got our own chickens 2 years ago, and it's been a lot of fun. And it's been awesome to have fresh, laid that day eggs every day. Chicken raising is actually a lot easier than you might think. All you need is a coop and some feeders, food, water, and your chickens, and you're set. My husband built our chicken coop, but you can get some packaged ones that you just have to put together, or you can even go like on Facebook Marketplace and find some for sale that are already made. And then you can pick up some chickens, some little chicks, or some fully grown chickens from Tractor Supply or from a local farm store or farmer's market. You can order them online, or again, you can even find them on Facebook Marketplace. So if you do eat a lot of eggs, figure out how many eggs your family eats in a week, and then how many chickens you need to make that many eggs. We currently only have 2 chickens. So from our 2 chickens, we get probably 10 eggs a week, which is not enough for our families. So I do supplement that, and I buy some eggs like every other week to make sure that we have plenty of eggs. So to help keep your eggs as high quality as they can be, if you do get chickens, let them out, let them roam around, you get some sun, get some vitamin D that'll make the eggs healthier and have more vitamin D. It'll give them a better quality of life, make them healthier, and let them eat what they would naturally eat. Tip number 10 is to get creative with leftovers. Yes, leftovers. And leftovers do not have to be a boring, dreaded thing. They don't have to be how they were the first time you ate them. You can transform your leftovers into something new. You can mix and match your leftovers. So if you had roasted chicken and sweet potatoes one night for dinner, you can use them again another night for dinner. Shred that chicken and mix that chicken and sweet potatoes with some quinoa and black beans and broccoli and some kind of a sauce and make a power bowl. So a totally new healthy meal using things that you already cook. You can throw leftover meat and veggies on some lettuce to make a salad. You can throw it in a stir fry or a soup with some nutritious bone broth, but get creative and use those leftovers again. Tip number 11 is to drink water. This is a super simple way to save some money and to promote a healthier diet. You and your kids don't need to drink tons of juice and milk, as long as they're getting enough calcium from spinach, broccoli, and kale, things like that. Sweet tea, soda, and alcohol are definitely not health promoting, and they're added expenses. So try to switch to drinking mostly water. Water has 0 calories, and as long as it's good filtered water, it doesn't have all that extra junk in it. What water does have is lots of benefits, like better skin, better mood, less headaches, and more energy. I have a whole blog post about water and the benefits of water, how to get more water into your day, and you can check out that post below. Try to not spend so much money on all those other drinks and just focus on drinking water and maybe a little bit of juice and milk here and there, but mostly water. And that right there will definitely save you some money. All right, last tip. Tip number 12 is to choose frozen fruits and veggies. So when you're shopping for your produce, organic, fresh, local fruits and veggies are best. That's the best that you can get if you're able to. But a lot of times when you get that fresh produce, it can go bad before you even use it and contributes to a lot of food waste that we have in our country. And wasting food definitely puts a damper on the budget. So to save yourself some money, consider buying frozen produce. A great thing about frozen produce is that it is picked when it's in season, of course, and it's frozen while it's at its peak of freshness. So, I mean, it's pretty equivalent to eating fresh produce. It still has lots of great nutrients in it, just about as much as fresh produce. And the nice thing is that frozen berries and vegetables are usually cut up, so it actually makes food prep even easier and more convenient for you. Another bonus, it's usually cheaper than fresh produce. At my grocery store right now, I can get a bag of frozen green beans for $1.19. The same amount of green beans that is fresh will cost me $2.50. So I save over $1 by getting frozen green beans. So it's like a win-win-win-win. So let's get this straight. Frozen produce is more convenient, still nutritious and healthy, and less expensive. Yes, please. I will take frozen. Now, of course, you can't eat frozen veggies with every meal. It doesn't work as well sometimes as fresh. Like, you can't make a salad with frozen spinach really, unless you want it to be soggy. But frozen veggies work great when you are cooking, like if you're doing a stir fry or you're roasting veggies. And then of course, frozen fruit works great in smoothies, acai bowls, and overnight oats. But just make sure that when you are choosing frozen produce that you check the ingredients and make sure that the only ingredient is whatever that vegetable or fruit is. So you don't want it to already have added salt and sauces and other additives. When they do have all those other added things to it, it's not going to be as healthy as it would be just buying fresh. Okay, so those were my 12 tips for eating healthy on a budget. I hope they were helpful for you. And just like anything, when you are starting on healthier eating, take it slow. Try one of these tips to start with. Change one thing about your diet. When you take it slow and change one thing at a time, it becomes a whole lot less overwhelming, easier to manage, and you're more likely to stick to it. So change one habit at a time to a healthier habit. Once you got that down, you're doing great with that, you feel comfortable with it, then change another habit. Okay, so let me know in the comments, which one of these tips did you find most helpful and which one are you going to start with first? I hope you guys stay well and I wish you the best of luck on your healthy eating. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more on nutrition and healthy living.